Hello, hello, my beautiful people. We are back with our Body, Mind, and Soul Connection Circle. We meet here every second Sunday, and we are excited to have two beautiful guests today from probably everywhere on this world. We are a bit of all over the world, the international group, which I am always grateful. I'm always grateful to connect with you. That's why we call it a connection circle. We're here to connect, to collaborate, to learn from each other. And us, as myself, Michelle and Lorna, your co-host, is to shine a light on who you are and your beautiful gifts that you bring to the world. So, hello everyone. Happy Sunday if you watch this live or if you watch this in replay, whatever time is for you. Hello, hello. Hello, Lorna and Michelle. Hello, my beautiful ladies. It's always
Good
good to be here
morning.
with you. So we
We have a
always do. If it's your first time watching this and it's your first time in our Body, Mind, and Soul, welcome. It's our pleasure and honor to have you here. We do this every second Sunday where we connect. We're here to connect and collaborate and learn from each other. And we're going to have 3 rounds. The first one, we're going to do a short introduction. And also for the people that are watching either live or replay, please comment in the comments below. Let us know, what are you tuning from? Where are you tuning from? What you are? And also, what is your title? What is your gift that you bring to the world? We'll love to connect with you, and hopefully you will come next time in our connection circle to join us. So we're gonna start today with Mimi. Would like to introduce yourself, tell us your title, and where you're tuning from, and welcome.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name's Mimi Grant. I live in the Azores on an island of Santa Maria in the middle of the North Atlantic. And I am an integrative cancer coach. So I help people survive cancer, prevent cancer, and recover from the side effects of cancer.
Ooh,
amazing.
we are excited to hear more about this. And also, we are excited to announce that Mimi is going to be one of our amazing speakers, panelist speaker in our next Micro Summit, which is going to happen on November 16. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And we're going to go next to Danish.
I am Dinesh. At present, I am in Melbourne, Australia. And for last more than 40 plus years, I am practicing meditation and special breathing, ancient breathing techniques. And they are working very well for me and for others. And then I got a chance to present myself as a podcaster. So I'm working on one of the international platform. It's GST, Global Speakers Talk. So there I started appearing as a podcast host. And by this time, I have completed more than 200 such interviews in that. And so that's how I'm spending my valuable time. I'm thankful to universe that I'm getting a chance to help someone, guide someone, and spread their message to the world.
Yes, especially, thank you so much, especially in today's day where we all need some inspiration and other people's story to relate with. So thank you so much for creating that platform for so many people. Let's go to Michelle.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle Beauchard. Call myself the natural entrepreneur. I've got a many varied background, but I help people capture their online offer, connect to their soul, their natural purpose, capture that in an online offer, and put the tech into place to be able to do it. And I'm always excited to help people be their natural selves, to be the gifts they are in the world, and just delighted to be here as a co-host with my loves Lorna and Adriana to help shine a light on you and your natural gifts. So I'm on the West Coast Canada, and yeah, that's me.
Thank you. And Lorna.
It's good to be here with each one of you. I'm Lorna, and I'm on the west side of Canada in beautiful British Columbia, nestled in the mountains. And I am a sex and spirit alchemist of the feminine-led life, supporting people in reconnecting into their sexuality and mining the gold in the stories of our traumas.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was just checking to see if we are online. We're all good to go. And also, my name is Adriana Di Marvel. I am your co-host, and I'm a inspirational speaker, and also I am a confidence and communication coach. I'm tuning in from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So we a little bit know each other, who we are, and then for our audience to know who we are here in front of you watching. And now we're gonna pass it on to Lorna, where she's gonna dive a little bit deeper into each one of us, our gifts, why we're doing what we're doing, or the big why, and also who we are serving with our gifts. So Lorna.
Thank you so much, Adriana. And Dinesh and Mimi, it's wonderful to have you here as our guests. A true joy and privilege to have you, and I look forward to all that you will share with us. The way that we do our circle is I intuitively go with who's to start, and in that time you'll have 5 minutes, and we'll have time even afterwards to dive into things a little bit more. But we'll start with our 5-minute container. Sometimes doing these containers allows for the potency to come through. We seem to distill things, and the depth and the potent message that wants to come through comes through. Now, having said that, I'm on a watch here for power outage locally. I am actually on a bonus of an hour and 15 minutes. And they said there was power was going to go out an hour ago. So if all of a sudden I disappear, I've got my backups here, so I will join in and be there. So if I disappear for a moment, I will be back. So in our first round, we're going to go with sharing, and it's in the comments here in our Zoom room. We're going to share, what are your gifts? And we're not talking about the freebies, the gifts that we give to people. We're talking about the gift of you, the gift of your story, the gift of your experience, your superpowers. What are your gifts that you bring to the world? Who do you serve, and how? Do you do it in one-on-ones? Do you do retreats? Do you do workshops, podcasts? How do you work with people? And then your why. Why do you do what you do? And you can answer those in whatever order you want to, just whatever feels alive for you. So in our 5 minutes, look forward to hearing what you will share. You will hear at the end of our 5 minutes, there's going to be a little bit of a music that goes off that shows that your time container is up for that time. If you are in the midst of a thought and a sentence, please finish that. We want to hear what you're going to share, and we'll have opportunity to come back around later on. So I'm feeling moved to have you, Michelle, if you would please share with us, first of all, your gifts, who you serve and how, and why. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to start with the why. I'm a mom of a guy who's on the autism spectrum, and fairly severely so, nonverbal, self-injurious. And he's become an adult now, and he's just transitioned into care. And as I reflect on the journey that our family has been through, one of the things that I know that I needed and wasn't there at really critical moments was respite and help in delivering things that he couldn't access elsewhere. And so what my mission is to figure out the giant bake sale that we need to be able to generate money on a scale that's there, because frankly, government resources and insurance just aren't there for families with autism. So I set about in my own world and in the broader scheme with figuring out, I had run a care company with workers helping him, and I thought, okay, the parents can't really afford to pay for this respite, and the company I'd set up to help him, I had set up. I started helping others with, but I was finding that they couldn't really afford it. I'm like, how do we generate? So I went, did my Mama Bear FBI agent hunt, and I tried MLMs, and I tried crypto, and I tried stocks, and I tried all the things to try and generate money. And really, what settled in for me naturally, and that I was doing to promote the care and knowledge that he needed anyway, was to get into online marketing and online offer coaching. And so over time, I, dug in and learned all the skills about how to craft an offer, how to put it out there, because frankly, how was I going to do that on top of everything else, right? I needed it to work. I needed to be automated. I needed it to generate money, and I needed it to be something that wasn't unnatural, or that I had no interest in, or was like I had to sell. I didn't want to sell. So over time, I also learned all the tech strategies. So learned all the websites and funnel stuff, and all of the lead generation and automations and all the different things that we use. And so now, but what I'm really inspired by is that my son, being nonverbal, he can't always speak what is inside of him, but he has gifts in him, and everybody does. And so what I really enjoy doing is taking that technology and knowledge and helping lift people be able to speak their gifts, what's inside them from their journey and their soul's purpose and their connection to whatever it is that they've been through in their path. And so when I do the online technology services and marketing the book for parents that I'm working on, that revenue is going to be generating support for. Oh, did we have a? I'm hearing reverb or something else, but generating support for families with autism. So it's a social purpose enterprise that I am developing, and love just being here and experiencing the wellness that comes from balancing body, mind, and soul. Because when you have high stress, high needs life that you're trying to support, you can easily get depleted, easily lose connection, easily get emotionally dysregulated, and it's really especially when much less existing, much less trying to provide for someone who has extra needs, much less trying to run a business at the same time. So I love to help people design the tech that makes that easy and lets them express themselves naturally. So so those are my gifts. I serve anybody who wants to explore developing their online offer, who wants to really crank down, get handle on the technology so that it makes it easier for them, develop their platform and their low, mid, high ticket offers, and how all that offer ecosystem relates together. So that's me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle. And I know that you work with individuals, solopreneurs, you work with larger corporations and groups and organizations, so a whole range of things. So thank you so much for that. All right. One of the ways that we do here in our connection circle is one of the things that's unique perhaps for what we do, and we find that it's really powerful, is we pick up a thread. So we're looking, when we talk about a connection circle, it's not just here we've got individuals, we show up on our screen, here are these different people, and then we come and leave. It's kind of, how do we actually weave the connections together? And the way that we do that is by, as the person who's gone before, find out something that resonates with you, something that you've heard that just kind of really, I get that, or a similarity, something that they say. So we're going to pick up that thread of what they've shared, respond to it, connect with it, and then use the duration of the 5 minutes to share about your gifts, who you serve, how and why. And we'll do it that way. And then when it comes to the last person that shares, Michelle being the first person that shared in the circle, will pick something that they heard the last person share and then go into that. All right. So we do it that way. So to model that, I will go next because I didn't give advance notice of that. So I will model that. And we also have Marif that has joined in with us. She was able to join in. So Marif, if you're able to come onto camera and join into our circle, that's really great. And Marif is also one of the panel speakers in our MicroSummit on Cancer that we have coming up in 2 weeks. Marif, are you able to join us on camera?
I'm trying.
Excellent. Okay, good. All right. Will you just join in when you can, and we'll go on. And there you are. Excellent. Welcome. So glad you're here. Good.
Thank you.
All right. And Marif, what I'm going to do is to keep the speaker so we don't have background noise, we'll mute
Oh,
the,
okay. Yes.
and And because you are on a phone, sometimes it can be a little bit more of a challenge to find that mute button. So when it's your turn to do it, I will click the button here to ask you to unmute, and then you'll see the screen that shows up in the middle of your phone screen that's easier to tap than to try to find that little unmute button. All right.
Okay, thank you. Let's do
Good.
that.
Good. All right. So glad you're here. All right. So in my 5 minutes here, so I'm going to pick up the thread that I'm going to pick up about what I heard Michelle say of the many things, was that aspect of how she really supports people in finding what's within them, bringing that out, what's naturally in there, to bring that out. And the aspect of my work that I do with that is as well to support people in finding what's within them, their wholeness within, their authenticity, their connection to their bodies, to their sexuality, to their divinity. And for me, why do I do this? In some ways, it comes from, it's this compelling calling that I have. I remember 5.5 years ago, when I lay in bed after my cancer surgery in my chemo days and working through, and I was on this hydromorph and this narcotic that just balanced the pain. And I remember feeling like, wow, this is really relaxing. I could see how it would be very easy to let go, just in that place of peace. But I realized at this fork in the road, I thought, I could do that. But I thought, I have my family, I have my work in the world. And that's what we said, no, I've got a mission. I'm here to do this. And it really is about supporting people in, while I promote primarily working with women, that's how I promote it online with my private Facebook group for women of Reclaiming Eden. For me, it really is looking at how do we come back into our wholeness? How do we take the experiences that we've had, our traumas around sexuality, what we've been taught about do this, don't do this, be this, don't do this. And all of those places, it's what's true for us. How have we been told to look outside of ourselves for permission, for power, authority, validation? And it's this journey about how do we come back home to feel the sensation, to feel the feelings, the sensation within our body that we call emotions. How do we come back into our place and move beyond what we've been taught about sexuality, about who we are as humans? And I remember as a child being lost in stories, reading into the wee hours of the night to finish this story and wake up and, oh my goodness. And as a teacher, so I've been an avid reader. As a teacher, I taught children in schools how to write stories. And then going on into my teaching of energy work and then teaching in the sexual erotic realm of things, I see things through the lens of story, how everything that has come before us has beautifully, every person, every situation has beautifully played its role to help us hide the truth of who we are. And there comes a time where it's time to wake up, and we start to then see how everything and everyone has perfectly been there in perfect time and way to help us hide our truth and then to awaken into the truth of who we are. So I like to use the story of Hansel and Gretel. When they left home, they dropped, in one version, they dropped breadcrumbs. When they went to come home, they couldn't find their way because the birds had eaten all the breadcrumbs. And the version that I would like to use is they drop pebbles. And as they time to come home, they just follow the pebbles home. And as I look at those places where we have these wounds, these stories, these places of struggle and challenges in our life, are the pebbles that we've dropped along the way. And as we open them, we find the gold, we find our truth and our true essence within there. And so I love guiding people on their own journey home to themselves. I work with individuals one-on-one. I'm getting ready to open my group program that's a rolling enrollment for people. I'm a speaker. I love speaking on podcasts. I've been doing that for the last 3 years, in summits, in conferences, TV shows and radio shows. That's one of my things that I've been said. That's one of my gifts. That's one of the ways I get to share is through the spoken word. And I'm getting ready to get my own podcast. That's in the process of getting that going as well. I love creating spaces for people to tell their stories, to be able to hold space for them in various trainings that I do. in retreats that I've been a part of as well, to let people really connect in, to move beyond their stories, what they've been taught and told of who they are, and come back into that embodied experience of who they are. So that's a bit of that glimpse that we get to have of into my world, and my midlife sexual awakening brought me not only to my sexual connection, but also to that connection of the wholeness of who we are as spiritual beings. All right. All right. Thank you. Dinesh, feels like it's important now for you to speak. And if you would share the gift that you are in the world, the gifts that you bring to the world, who you serve and how, and your why, please. And if you can
Thank
pick
you.
up something that I shared, a thread of, pick up something that I shared and then into your sharing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I heard both of you, Lorna and Michelle. So let me start with a small story. In Himalaya, there was a saint. He was staying in a hut and he had one earthen pot. That's all. He was using that pot for having his food, putting water for his drinking. Everything was his pot. With pot, he was went to the village people, and there were a lady who was crying. A young lady, she lost her only child. So saint started giving his lecture and started preaching that world is like that. The person who has come to the world has to go. Don't worry. Be calmful. Take it as a opportunity. Don't cry. All those things. Somehow that lady got convinced. After a few days, the lady was passing through that saint's hut, and she saw that saint was crying. So this lady asked, "Why are you crying?" That saint said that I broke my pot. So when I lost my son, you were giving all the lecture, and now you broke your pot and you are crying so much. Now pay attention to the reply that the saint gives. The saint says, "It was your child, but this was my pot." By saying so, believe me, everyone has got his or her pain, which is much, much, much bigger than others. Everyone has. Everyone has. But at the same time, as this mind, body, and spirituality goes, how can you reduce it and make it easier? You can't, no way, you cannot neglect it. But how can you? So for that, yesterday I read a quote which I'm telling you. Your character is judged not by what you do. I repeat, your character is judged not by what you do when you are right. No. Then, but what you choose to do when someone else is wrong. Okay. So the choice is something very special that if you can bring in your life, there are chances that you make yourself much, much better, happier, not only yourself, to the world also. And luckily, we the human being are fortunate to have choice. So that is how, again, preaching is very easy. So I also knew that choice is there. I should be chooseful. But think a 60-year-old tree which is planted and grounded in a place, and it is lifted all of a sudden and brought to 10,000 kilometers away and again planted. What would be its condition? Same thing happened with me. I was having a quite luxurious life in India, staying with my friends, relatives, all family members and all. And then one day we were told that you have to move to Australia with your children. My both son and daughter are here in Melbourne, Australia. And being the eldest, again, like that saint, I have to say, oh, everything is fine. But inside my mind, I was literally crying. So I used to sit in the toilet and cry what to do. Then how come I am here? Because this is altogether a different place. Weather is different, people are different, even the accent the people speak is different, and so on. Then I started meeting people that who were of my age, senior citizens. And you will surprised to know that what I found. I found that those people are more in the more pain and suffering than what I am. So I thank God. No, I'm much, much better than the others. And that is how I started my journey. I started sharing that what I did, what I'm doing, what should I do. Slowly, slowly, I started sharing the simple life lessons. And that is how I ended up in podcasting host. So for last 4 years, I invite everyone, anyone to my stage and say that God has given you a chance to share your story. Better you share it because everyone has something good. Everyone has something good. So instead of crying for something which is bad or it's not there, better you thank universe or thank God. I believe in God. Thank God and say it's wonderful. So thank you, beautiful ladies. It's wonderful. You all are wonderful.
Thank you so much, Dinesh. And for you and each of the speakers here, our guests, you'll be invited to put links down below in the comments of our Facebook so that people know how to connect with you, so that they can, connect with you and take things from there. Dinesh, how do you in your podcasting? I guess what I'm wondering about in your local area, are there ways with people there that you serve there? Is it primarily through your podcast? And how do you connect with people to be on your podcast?
Thank you. Thank you for asking this question. So I have got two separate worlds. One is the one which physically I meet people. So here I have joined 4 such senior citizens group. So best way is just listen to them. When I listen to them, I realize that everyone has got their uniqueness. And then I try to pick them up and then I share with others. And at the same time, I give threatening to all those because we Indian, we believe in rebirth. So we say that in next rebirth, otherwise there is incarnation. So if you have done something good, then you did not come to this universe. If something is remaining, then only you have to come. So I say that remember, you have to come back and share again. Instead of that, better you share your story now.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
So that is how they share. So once they share it, then I try to spread it through my wordings or through
Yeah.
their wordings and tell to others that, see, Laura did this. Sorry, Lorna did this. She is happy. If she can do it, why can't you do it? Better you do it. So I'm thankful to universe that number of senior citizens, especially when they come here, they have started having the tussle with the young generation. And in their world, there once upon a time, they were powerful. I too was highly powerful. I was working in a college where I was the head, and there, can you believe that there were 7,000 students in one college? There were 35 branches, about more than 300 stops. And from there, I came here, and I have to pay attention. I have to obey my son. I have to do as my daughter-in-law says. So it was a different. But then slowly,
Yeah.
I started mixing with them, and I found that yes, something can be done. So that is
Beautiful.
how I share my story to you. I share your story to others,
Yeah.
and see that they get a shift to make
Beautiful.
their life better.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dinesh, for sharing that with us. And I know you had mentioned about the meditation and breathing and things that you work with and support people. Thank you so much. I love that you're making an impact in the lives of many seniors and people around the world. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, Mimi, if you could pick up a thread, something that you heard Dinesh say, and thread and just acknowledge that in a way that resonates with you. And then please continue to share of your gifts in the world, who you are serving and how and why.
Okay, well, I can relate to him moving because I was born in a country which is now called Zambia, and it had a lot of violence in its independence struggles, and I had friends killed and everything else in that time. And so we moved down to South Africa, and of course, everything's different. And my mother was actually very clever. She was born in Holland, left Holland after the war, came to Africa because she didn't like the cold. And she always taught me that a stranger is only a friend you do not know. And that is what has sustained me in all the travels, because when she died at 21 of cancer, I decided I was not going to sit in an orifice making somebody else wealthy and myself poor and working my butt off and not seeing life. So I went sailing. So I sailed for 40 something odd years, and I was the only professional woman sailor on the South African coastline, which made me stand out like a sore thumb. And men didn't like it because I was supposed to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. I mean, I'm 70 years old now, so in those days, that's what it was, you know. And but I wasn't going to let a mere male stop me from doing what I wanted to do. So I kept on at it and went sailing, and then yeah, after that, my husband was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma. And I'd had arthritis before. I'd been diagnosed with celiac disease, and I changed my diet, and suddenly all my arthritis and everything else disappeared. Oh, wow. Fancy that. And then after that, I started studying nutrition, and I came across diets for autism because that was something that also interested me. And I adapted one for my husband, and I kept him tumor-free for 7.5 years until he was killed in an accident. And there was no cancer found in the autopsy. And on the way with that journey, other people started coming to me and getting me to help them. And yeah, I was just totally amazed at the power of the diets. And I had one lady who came, she'd had cervical cancer 7 years before. It had come back in her lungs, 2 1-centimeter tumors in one lung, 1-centimeter tumor in the other lung. And she was told because it had come back, it was chemo resistant. They couldn't operate, they couldn't give her chemo anymore. And she'd been given 2 to 3 years to live. So, I mean, what choice do you have? You put her on the protocol that you know. And 9 months later, they couldn't find any cancer in her, and that was in 2014. She is still alive and well and very happily enjoying life. So, yeah, after that, I thought I had to help people out there. And I've been helping them slowly and, you know, getting the word out and refining things slowly. But when my husband died, we moved to the Azores to grow our own food and do permaculture. And when he died, of course, I was left with 2 acres of land, and running that was quite exhausting. But now I've got a family doing that side, and now I can concentrate on helping other people and building up my business. So yes, I've had a very different kind of life, and what I do is I want to help women entrepreneurs to get back their life after cancer, to get rid of that brain fog and that fatigue after the treatments, to help guide them into what can be done to get rid of that. And of course, that fear of recurrence is always hanging over you like a sword of Damocles, waiting to pounce. And that we can do because cancer is a preventable disease. Because even if you've got genetics, that's only 5 to 10% chance of you getting cancer. And with epigenetics and nutrigenomics, you can get those genes to change. So through diet and lifestyle changes, you can prevent cancers from returning. You can prevent getting cancer. So yeah, it's very interesting. The power of food is quite phenomenal. So, and of course, lifestyle changes. I mean, you know, it's very interesting how we're not taught at school how to keep ourselves healthy. But then I guess the food industry wouldn't survive if we did. So yeah, so that's basically my passion, is to help people to avoid cancer preferably. But I do have clients at the moment who are going through cancer that I support. And of course, I had one instance where a child had cancer, and I told them not to get radiation, and they gave her radiation. And yeah, I had to sit with the mother and hold her hand while she died, because the doctors don't do that. They don't do that support and guide people through the last end of care. I've just had and that is just also such an important part, that if the cancer is totally incurable, somebody needs to be there for that person to guide them through the stages of the last days of that and hours of that person, so they don't get overwhelmed and fearful about what's going on. And that's one of the things I do as well. I've been called into it, not because I just have to be there for people. That's me anyway.
Oh, Mimi, thank you so much for a profoundly powerful story of your experience and the range of things that you've done. Mimi, do you work individually with people? Like, is it one-on-one, or do you do group work, or how do you support people?
Work with people who want to prevent cancer.
Okay.
To add cancer and recover, but I also
Okay.
work one-on-one. I mean, if a person has got a cancer, then I have to work one-on-one with that person, because each cancer is individual. Each cancer has a different food. Like, they all have glucose, but then, for instance, prostate cancer will eat fat.
Okay.
Lymphoma will eat glutamine as well as glucose. So you've got to know these things so that you can tailor the protocols exactly for that person. And each different chemo has supplements that will enhance it or prevent the chemo resistance in the cancer, and also to protect the heart and the kidneys and the liver. You've got supplements that will help with that as well, so that the damage is not as great.
Okay. Wow. Wonderful. Thank you so much for that very personalized picture of things. Thank you so much, Mimi.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. I just hope that people will find it inspiring, because let's face it, if a silly old yachting woman can find a way to beat cancer, who can't?
There you go. There you go. I love it. Exactly. Thank you. Very inspiring indeed. Thank you so much. All right, Marif, if you would please go ahead and share. And again, what we're doing, the questions are in there. We're talking about the gifts that you bring to the world, not the freebies. We're talking about the gift of you, your experience, the wisdom that you bring. What are the gifts that you bring to the world? Who do you serve and how? Is it one-on-one, retreats, group work? How do you support people? And then why do you do what you do? In whichever order you'd like to share.
All righty. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Marife Mendez, or also known as Dr. M. And basically, the way that I help people is through my speeches. I'm a public speaker, And the way that I want to help people, it's in process. I am not yet a coach, but I am wanting to become one. I am a cancer survivor. I survived breast cancer. I was diagnosed on September 16, 2014, 11 years ago. And since then, I understood that cancer, in my experience, was a blessing in disguise. And because it led me to a transformation that it's inspiring. I lived through resilience, and basically the people that I reach are women that have experienced life challenges, and I help them by overcoming fear, self-doubt, and emotional scars that they can use to reclaim their confidence, their purpose, and joy. That's basically the reason why I am doing this. I understand that each and every one of us facing a diagnosis of cancer, you can actually use that to become a better person. I lost my partner, my fiance, to cancer as well. So I'm a survivor, but I also experienced losing the one you love. And that gave me an additional experience, I guess, skills to also deal with loss and grief, obviously. And I help people in that process. Through my speeches, I talk about things that everybody should know about grief. Among the things that I teach, for example, many people very commonly tell you, well, your loved one is in a better place now. And that doesn't work. That doesn't work because when you think about them, you think that the better place for them would be to be right here with you, with their loved ones. And therefore, there is a different language that you can use to help people deal with their loss. Among them, asking them to share about their loved ones. Being able to talk about the person you lost is like pure medicine. And that's something that I talk about in my speeches. And basically, that's what I do. Like I said, I'm in the process of developing different tools, like workbooks, to be able to help the people that feel connected with my message. And basically, that's it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Marie, for sharing. And I love what you're doing and bringing to the world from your experience, and not only the cancer experience itself as a survivor, also that of the grief portion of it. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing, and looking forward to you as well being on our MicroSummit in a couple of weeks. You and Mimi will both be
I
there.
will dress well.
Yeah, exactly.
Today I forgot, and it was like, do I go change or do I log in?
I'm so glad you did. It was perfect. You're so perfectly here. I love that. One of the things, what was one of the things, knowing that you spoke and Mimi spoke before, what was one of the things that as you heard her share that connects with what your experience is? What resonated with something that Mimi shared?
Well, as she was saying, the loss of her husband, I basically identify with that. I lost my partner. And one of the things that I do is every October, I raise awareness for breast cancer. And especially, I teach people how to do their self-examination. Because the way that I found out my cancer was through self-evaluation. I was able to discover the lump and I took it further. And I learned that that's so important. It really saved my life. So I tell everybody it may save yours. After all, it's 1 in every 8 women who will be diagnosed.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I love that and how that brought that up for you, and look forward to hearing what you will share as well. It's actually interesting is that oftentimes people think that it's only women to do the breast checks, but it's also for men to do their chest, because there have been men who have died of chest cancer, if you
Yes.
will. So it's
Yes, my brother
be
was
able to,
diagnosed as well.
yeah. So it's again broadening our awareness, and I think that that's what each one of us is speaking about in our own way, is that of how do we expand, bring a heightened awareness to an expanded awareness of not only what is, also what is possible. So thank you so much, Marie. All right, our beautiful Adriana, if you will please go ahead now and share with us your gifts, who you serve, how and why, and a thread from something that you heard from Marie. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. It's you ladies know that every single time I'm here is such a blessing, because there's so many threads and so many beautiful gold nuggets that I can take from here and implement it in my life personally, that touch me with my stories. And also sometimes I get the opportunity to remember one of your guys' story as you come here, and I use it as an inspiration for someone that I didn't go through, but I'm in front of someone that the only way I can correlate with them is through someone else's story. And I use your story as I'm listening this, and I'm collecting all this story, like Denise, he's collecting stories and then he used them to share it with the world. So the common thing in all of this, I see it through all of us, is the power of sharing. I think it's such a crucial, especially in today's day, when we feel so disconnected of the world, it's important to understand the power of sharing. And the power of sharing is what gonna bring us back together, to heal emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And this is something I realize in my life lately, is that I grew up alone. I grew up in Romania. Alone, I mean like no brother or sister, just with my parents. And I grew up in Romania in the 80s, a very indoctrinated culture, patriarchal culture, men above woman, keep your mouth shut. So I grew up with all those blueprints that it made me the woman I became. And then I was the person that, as someone told me not long ago, he said, I work with clients, I work with one-on-ones, and I have groups, and I speak. I'm a public speaker and a workshop facilitator. And one person told me one time, it's like, I'm trying to figure out what exactly you do. And he said, I'm gonna give you this analogy. And it was one that stick up with me. He said, what your gift is, Adriana, is what I had to do with myself through my own story, is that you have the capability to see the person. So imagine us, we are in our own jar, in our own world, and we are inside of our jar. And in this jar, we have labels that we put the way we grow up. So we put a lot of labels, but also we have other people, our parents, grandparents, generations, society, that put labels on our jar. And we have this jar that we see the world through the jar, through the labels. And this is what happened with my life. I seen the world just in a specific way through these labels of I'm not enough, I'm a woman, I'm a girl, I shouldn't speak, I don't have a lot of rights, I'm a little bit stupid, I have a lot to learn, and so on. So that's how my life went, through these beliefs. And this person said, with the ability that you have, Adriana, and it's very correlated with what Marie's talk, he said, I start learning how to, the mess in my life, the mess that I thought I was, I slowly start getting myself out of that jar with the help of someone, other people, and look at my jar, not from inside out, but from outside in. And I start seeing what I couldn't see from inside. And I start learning that those labels and those traumas and those turbulences in my life, they were blessing in disguise. And then, of course, life throw you back into your jar. And now, because I'm back into my jar, I can't be the same because I can't unsee what I have already seen. So now this is my gift too, that I give to others. I'm able to help them to get out of their own jar so they can see who they truly are, and they can see the blessing in disguise, the masteries into their messes. So now they also able to help other people. It's this beautiful ripple effect. And that is the gift I have. I'm able to go with people deep underneath the lack of confidence, that I'm scared of being in front of people to speak. I don't know how to do that. I'm scared to be seen and heard. I'm able to help them to dive deep underneath with the fear. What is the core belief that you grow up with, the label that was put on you, or you put it yourself on you when you were a child? So now we can take that, rip that label off. So now you can rewrite with a label that you really want and is aligned with who you are, truly to who you are. And that is my gift I give to the world. And that is part of my story. That got me to the person that I was the shyest person in the room. And I was literally want to go to the bathroom because I was like, want to puke and have number 2 and all these things when I had to be in front of people. I was terrified. And now I'm able to speak all over the world. I speak on stages. I do my own workshops. I'm helping other people with the workshop and events. I'm able to coach, group coaching and one-on-one. And I am just enjoying creating my mess into my mastery. So thank you so much to each one of you for sharing. So now I have all your gold nuggets that I can share with other people. Back to you, Lorna.
Thank you, Adriana. I love that. I love the way that you wove that in together, and that aspect of sharing each other's stories. I think that's a big part of it, right? Is taking the gold of those things and letting that be an inspiration that it ripples out, as you mentioned. Thank you for that. Michelle, if you would please go ahead and pick up a thread of something that Adriana shared, make that connection as we weave our circle together here. And then if you would, then you'll lead us into our round 3, please. So thank you again for each one of you being with us today and all that you have shared. Looking forward to our continued connection.
Absolutely. And then after that, I will jump into the final round of the quick wrap up. But I'm going to have to say that I've got something from each one of you. So I'm going to try and be super quick. But Adriana, of course, anybody who works with Adriana knows that the mess to message is, really resonant with me, with the natural entrepreneur of finding out, your journey, the messes, the rocks along the way that Lorna talked about, coming home to yourself and being your natural self, though, and really recognizing who you are and needing to say it in this lifetime, like Dinesh said, like that our journeys bring us. And I really appreciated, Dinesh, your encouragement to seniors to speak their message before they leave. We're on a cancer theme this week, and my mom passed of cancer. It was 2 weeks from the time that she was diagnosed till she passed. It was super fast, and she didn't take that time. She didn't have the opportunity to speak her truth, and I think that a lot of people would have learned a lot from her. So I really appreciate that you encourage seniors to do that. And Marie, she worked also through a bunch of really the limiting thoughts, not with her cancer because it was so fast, but just in general. And so you working with people's perceptions and mindsets around how to overcome the fear. You know, our brains, you get a cancer diagnosis and you go into fight or flight because it's literally about survival. And how do you overcome those automatically embedded neurological subconscious limiting beliefs about I can't do this, or, you know, all of the hard things that you must hear from people when you're working through with them. Such a great gift. And Mimi, I love you. I think you're great. I could just see you out there on the sailboat, you know, and I'm not going to swear, but, you know, like telling people that it doesn't matter. You're the captain of your own ship and it doesn't matter what other people think. And I also have a connection with you about all the agricultural stuff. Partly because I'm very connected to land biologist by formal training. It's part of my natural entrepreneur thing, but the connection between land and food and health and purpose, and obviously the autism diet stuff. So each of you has brought such a special piece here today. I'm just really so glad that you're all here. Really looking forward to the Cancer Summit, and looking forward also to Lorna's podcast event on Dinesh's podcast. So I'll be watching for that too. And but as we roll into the end of today's episode, I would love for you to think about a word that is that captured how you felt about Connection Circle today. And I am going to start, because springing this on you, I'm going to start with Adriana, and we'll go backwards through the chain.
I'm ready.
Okay, what was your word to describe how Connection Circle was for you today?
Choice. I think
Choice.
Margaret talked about choice. So choice. Okay. We choose to share for ourselves and for others, and we choose our own stories anytime to own and choose to share. So thank you. Choice. Choice is the one.
Amazing. I'm going to go to, who was before you? I think it was Marif, was it? So Marif, what's your word for today? Oh, maybe Lorna can, there we go.
Transformation.
Transformation. Amazing. Okay, that's great. And then I think, was it Mimi? Yes. What was your word for today?
Inspiration.
Aw.
We all inspire each other.
Yes. Yes, that's a good one. And then I think it was Dinesh.
I learned a lesson from Meme, and that is the resilience.
So that's your word, right?
Word.
And I can see resilience in everyone here. And that's a beautiful word. Thank you. And Lorna?
Wholeness. Not only individually, but also what we're experiencing here is the wholeness that we are all together.
Well, since Dinesh stole my word, because I was going to say resilience, I'm a little, and probably my backup would have been inspiration. Yeah, I'm at a loss today. Let me just think on this. But I think it was, I think it would go to purpose, because each of you are showing up in your true purpose to deliver wellness of body, mind, or soul in our group. And we're so grateful to have you here in our community, and to promote you to the people to the Facebook group. We're going to be putting this recording on our YouTube channel. We would love for people who are watching to connect with Dinesh and Marif and Mimi and Lorna and I in the comments. We're going to get them to drop their links and tell us what you think, or how this resonated and landed for you today. And we're so excited about our November 16th MicroSummit on cancer coming up, and looking forward to having Mimi and Marif there, but also other speakers. We have Tim Sohn and help me out here, Lorna.
Neil Kelleher and Sarah Naidu.
Yes. So an amazing cross section. We call it the many facets of when we do the MicroSummit, because they all come at it from different angles, whether it's body, mind, or soul. You know, some are logistical, some are, you know, spiritual, some are, you know, like coming at it from a pragmatic sort of view. So lot of deep knowledge and depth, and it's a 2-hour session where we live cast free into the group. It's a deep dive into the topic, and we come at it from all the angles, so you walk away with really wholesome, connected feeling. And for the VIP ticket holders, you get to stay around an hour longer. Pick the person that you'd connected with while watching with them and ask them your specific questions. And also we have a hot seat and scenario question and answer period. So not only that, our amazing speakers provide a gift for our treasure trove that basically anybody who buys a VIP ticket gets all the goodie bags, you know, and of this Cancer Summit, but then all of the VIP summits from the past as well. And I think we're up to like, how many $1,000 is it worth?
Well, it's certainly well over $2,000. Yeah, value in there.
So for, you know, a $37 ticket or whatever, it's a huge value. So we'll hope you join us for that, or for another connection circle. And for each of you, Mimi, Marie, and Dinesh, you're gonna be getting an email after this to have a one-on-one 15-minute free interview in just you into the body, mind, and soul circle. So hope you'll take up that advantage. And if anybody watching would like to have their own 15-minute interview, come back on Connection Circle, and we'll send you the link. So what a great connection circle. Hey, Lorna, Adriana, what you, these are always so great.
Yeah, so wonderful, and loved hearing the different connections that people made, and to hear reflections, and the way you were listening, the way that the presence that was there is just really very potent. So thank you for being here and bringing your presence.
Yes, we are so grateful every single Sunday where we hear when we do the connection circles is a reminder of me that it's not just me trying to helping the world. We have an army of beautiful souls that are here with their own purpose, aligned with their purpose, to share their own gifts to the world. And that's going to help us together to help those that feel like they are alone and they cannot do it anymore. It's the sense of community, it's the sense of collaborations, is the sense of connection. That's what are our values as a body, mind, and soul we want to provide and give. And also we know we cannot, three of us, we can't do this alone. And we want to do it with each one of you. So thank you for taking your beautiful time, which is the most precious thing we all have. The time from your families, the time from your own things that you do every day, and especially on a Sunday, to come here and share your gifts with our audience and with our members. So thank you so much, each one of you. It's always a pleasure and a blessing. We'll see you next time, and I'm looking forward to see my beautiful ladies, Mimi and Marie, for our summit, and also for your one-on-ones interviews. Thank you so much, everyone. If you love this, please share it. Let us in the comments, connect, give us a feedback or something that you took away from this connection circle, that you can take a story that you can share further, because it's all about sharing. It's about the power of sharing. So take care of you, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.